this part will be putting the game together. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click down here on sprites. You can either right click with your mouse, or I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to go control click, and I can go import new asset. First one I'm going to do is the main player. So if I go to game, the game design, we've got Goody. So I'll bring him in. First thing we're going to do is we're going to come up here, pixels per unit. We're going to change it to the 32. And the bilinear, we're going to change it to point no filter. We're going to go apply. Now if I go open sprite editor, I'll see that it's automatically selected these characters, and they've all got different names. This one 0, this one 1, so it kind of goes through. So I'll go apply. I'm happy with that. I can close that sprite editor now. Now if I click on my player, I can actually click on this little arrow, so I can go to the first one. Where is it? We go here. Here's my player. You can see up here robot sprite 0. So if I grab Ken 0, replace it, you'll see the character come up here. And I can see, if I drag him over, he's just a little weak guy. Now when I click on this guy, we're going to have the capsule collider, so this box around him, so we can move that, make it shorter to fit him. The eggs, you can see I can push it more towards the front of the body. So we've got all that stuff that's happening. Now to animate it, I want to switch off the player script, switch on the advanced script, and there'll be things here like can double jump, and use animation. So if I click on this animation frames, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I've only got 4. So one of these I can delete. And then what I do is I just drag and drop. And replace their ones with my one. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is scale them up. So if I come back up to the top, they're all linked. So I can make them a bit bigger. This collider obviously is going to, if it hits some of these other things, it's going to have a bit of an effect. I'm just going to shorten it down a wee bit. Good. And now I'm going to bring in the enemy. So we'll move it along so we can see the enemy. And you can see it's going to highlight it here. It's not the group that we want, it's the actual enemy, and then it'll come up with all this sort of stuff. So the first thing, going to import, so right click or control click import new asset, and where are we? Key and baddie. So I've got just the two states, and okay, so same thing here. 32 bilinear becomes point. We need to apply it. And click on our enemy, and we've got all our stuff here. So what we'll see is we'll see enemy and enemy dead. So if we get this, we've got our two states. Click on enemy again. So enemy and enemy dead. Now what you're going to see is it's a box collider that sits around it. So I can move those, but actually what I want to do is I want to scale it. So I'm going to bring it in so it's closer to just him. And this box at the top is the one where you're going to jump and land on his head. So I'll just pull that in a wee bit as well. Okay, so we've got our two states for that character. Okay, so from sprites, I want to go to prefabs. If I control click or I right click, import new asset, I can bring in my bell. Okay, first thing we need to do. Alright, so once we've brought it in, we've got it there. We know the size and everything is all good. So if I drag that across and replace the battery, you can see that it's replaced them all the way through the document, and that's because we had clicked on this one in the prefab and then changed it. It hasn't changed this one, but that's fine. We can just get that individual one, drag it over and replace it. The one that we replaced here, if we go in and have a look, we can double click on it, brings it in this menu, and this is where we can check that box collider if we want to make it a little bit bigger or shuffle it around. Right, back to the game, and that should have done it through all of them. That individual one there might need to be checked on again, but it looks like it's all looking pretty good. Okay, right click again, import a new asset. This time we're looking at the ground. So I've got this thing called the background. I'll bring it in. While it's highlighted, I can do the same thing, 32 and point, apply, and then you'll have this thing that talks about a tile palette, or whether I make my own one. Doesn't matter, because I've got one tile, I'll just make my own one. So I drag it in. As soon as I do, it's going to ask me to give it a name and and save it. So I'll just call it background 1. So I've got my sprites, tile map, save it, and literally you just click on it, and then you've got all these things up here. So for a start, I can use the eraser, and I'm just going to erase some of these things out so I can make my own. Tile map the height and everything I want, so you can just paint it in. So you could customize them. Anything that's got transparency of it, you'll get transparency on here as well. You can erase with the eraser. You can also, with the eyedropper, you can drag around an area, and so that means that you can kind of paint with that, doing bigger blocks. And how do I get out of there now? Oh yeah, I think if you go back to that, then you're just painting with one single block, and the map can be as large as you want it to be. Now let's have a look at this. So a few bits and pieces. What you'll notice with the enemy is that I've changed that one, but I need to go and change the others. You'll see the different groups. If I want to change them, I need to do the same sort of thing. And if I've got this guy here, click on the enemy, I'm going to make him a bit bigger, maybe slightly more daunting. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, and the game ends, I think, once you collect all the collectibles. Yeah. Okay, that's it.